of Management Studies IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course MMPC-012 titled Strategic Management for MBA Program. Presenting Block 4 titled Strategy Implementation and Control, UNIT-13 Evaluation PART-2.
Qualitative factors. Measuring in organizational performance is one of the important parts of strategy evaluation process. It consists of the qualitative as well as quantitative aspects. We have already discussed the quantitative measures in Unit on Control. Here, we will stress upon the qualitative factors as a criteria for performance measurement. Basically, the qualitative factors constitute human factors. According to Seymour Till's 6 qualitative questions are useful in evaluating strategies. They are: first, is the strategy internally consistent? Second, is the strategy consistent with the environment? Third, is the strategy appropriate in view of available resources? Fourth, does the strategy involve an acceptable degree of risk? Fifth, does the strategy have an appropriate time framework? Sixth, is the strategy workable? Some additional factors also have an impact on strategy evaluation. They can be: first, how good is the organization's balance of investments between high-risk and low-risk projects? Second, how good is the organization's balance of investment between long-term and short-term projects? Third, to what extent are the organization's alternative strategies socially responsible? There can be many more such questions which can have an impact on strategy evaluation. After assessing all these questions, the final step is to take corrective actions to reposition the organization. This is necessary to adapt to the changing conditions and be able to face the competition. Balanced Scorecard (BSC). Any organization, be it private or public, uses certain parameters as a tool for performance measurement. This is important to incorporate suggestions, thereby working on a continuous improvement process, in turn evaluating the strategy so as to transform it into action. This section gives you an insight into one of the tools, that is Balanced Scorecard (BSC), to measure the performance of a business, thereby evaluating the strategy. Here, we are going to look into this aspect of performance measurement in little detail. Performance measures are said to be the indicators of success and form a major part of any organization. These indicators should be such that they are understood by all levels of the organization and help in achieving the specific objectives of the organization. Each organization has its own set of performance measurement framework. Let us now discuss the concept of BSC and how it can help an organization in performing effectively. History. 1990s saw the emergence of strategic management as a whole new concept. In the same time period, a very new approach to it was developed by Dr. Robert Kaplan, Harvard Business School, and David Norton, Balanced Score and Collaborative, and named it as Balanced Scorecard. According to them, it provides a clear prescription as to what companies should measure in order to balance the financial perspective. The BSC is a management system that enables organizations to clarify their vision and strategy and translate them into action. It provides a feedback around both the internal business processes and external outcomes so as to improve the strategic performance and results continuously. According to Kaplan and Norton, the Balanced Scorecard retains traditional financial measures, but financial measures tell the story of past events and adequate strong for industrial age companies for which investments in long-term capabilities and customer relationships were not critical for success. These financial measures are inadequate However, for guiding and evaluating the journey that information age companies must make to create future value through investment in customers, suppliers, employees, processes, technology, and innovation. It is important to note that according to BSc, we view the organization from 4 perspectives, and they are the learning and growth perspectives, the business process perspective, the customer perspective, the financial perspective. The learning and growth perspective includes employee training and corporate cultural attitudes, which are related to both individual and corporate self-improvement. The business process perspective refers to paternal business processes. This includes the strategic management process. The customer perspective, as the name suggests, aims at satisfying the customer's needs and wants, as the customer satisfaction is one of the performance indicators for any organization. The last perspective, that is the financial perspective, relates to the handling and processing of financial data. Now let us understand this concept with the help of an illustration. Illustration. The business of enterprise is the production and sale of a local community newspaper. The main focus is on cost control and reduction, low levels of wastage and high levels of output. Interpersonal relationships are the key to growing revenue through advertising sales, where the client can expect a well-targeted and relatively low-cost entry into the local marketing channels. In short, we can say that BSc is a strategic performance management system for the organization. It is not only a measurement tool, but it is also a communication tool to make strategy clear to all working in the organization and tries to balance the financial and non-financial aspects of the organization. Therefore, BSc is all about doing right thing at right time, but differently. Let us study about structure for evaluation. For an effective implementation of strategy, it is necessary that someone is made exclusively responsible for carrying out the operations. Responsibility centers, therefore, may be created for achieving the objective of the organization following the selected strategy. The responsibility centers should have full freedom to take operational decisions relevant to their businesses. To an extent, the responsibility centers will be restricted in taking decisions relating to functional policies, as those decisions will not be within the jurisdiction of them. Responsibility centers may be of several types. In a profit-oriented organization, there could be profit centers, there could be revenue centers, or there could be expense or cost centers. Profit center managers are responsible for profits. They have full freedom to decide their level of sales, margins and production, what to make and what to buy, etc. At times, however, they do not have jurisdiction over financial policies, sources of financing, and basic personnel policies. The revenue center heads are held responsible for generating the revenue within the approved cost, and cost center heads are responsible for a certain level of production or activities. In the functional structure, the only person who can be held responsible for profits is the chief executive, since the very next level below, that is, the functional heads, does not have operational jurisdiction over issues related to other functional areas, but which influence profits all the same. Functional structure of the organization can thus have revenue and expense centers. In divisional structure, the divisions will have most of the key operational decisions under their jurisdiction. Hence, they can have profit centers for the success of strategy. The structure thus facilitates keeping of records for managerial accounting, so crucial for strategic decisions and strategy evaluation, and taking up, divesting a new product or business. The most appropriate structure for strategy of growth through diversification or expansion is to create profit centers in the form of divisional structure. Divisional structure also facilitates grooming of functional executives as general managers, although it dilutes the functional specialization to some extent. The holding organization subsidiary structure also provides similar advantages from evaluation and control point of view, though it limits the scope of business portfolio management as different companies may be catering to different businesses. The product divisional structure does not provide any significant advantage for growth through expansion in the same business or through backward or forward vertical integration. It is so because little flexibility is available to the decisions involved in the intermediate stages of production, and all of them stand or fall together with changes in environment. Indeed, it may be more appropriate in such cases to make the marketing divisions as revenue centers and production divisions as expense centers. The situation may be different if the intermediate product lines too have a significant market of their own. In such cases, making all such divisions as profit centers may be advisable. Evaluation system in a multi-business organization. The identification of key success factors and their exact trend values is a complex process because of inter-business units transfers of goods and services. Often these transfers take place at price levels which might suppress the true profitability of the supplying division. In such case, transfer prices adjustments are carried out for the purpose of fair evaluation of each unit. In a multi-product, multi-business organization, having several divisions as profit centers, there may be several products or components which are manufactured and sold by one division and at the same time required by others for their product business. In such cases, a system of transfer pricing needs to be developed for transfer of products or components from one division to another. Otherwise, a situation may arise when two divisions may take decisions which may be against the overall interest of the organization. For instance, take two divisions, A and B, as profit centers. Division A produces a component which is a monopoly item and can fetch a margin as high as Rs 30. The component price is, say, Rs 100. Division B needs this component for one of its product. However, if it gets it at a price of Rs 100, it cannot earn any profit on its product. Division A is not prepared to reduce its price to Rs 85 as it cuts its margin by Rs 15 to give 10% return on sales to Division B. Division B is left with two options to ensure 10% cut-off return for its operations, either to drop the product or invest in facilities. The minimum size of facilities is far in excess of the requirements of the product in Division B. Hence, it will have to spell in open market. The prices in that case are likely to fall to Rs 75 per piece. Division B may also not like to divert its energies to sell the components separately. It will therefore decide to drop the product. The actions of Divisions A and B in maintaining profitability of their respective divisions thus lead to loss to the organization as a whole on the margin that was available to it on product B, if only Division A had reduced the price a bit. Similarly, would be the case if Division A has created capacity to meet the requirements of Division B. However, at a later stage, a situation of glut appears and the other suppliers resort to heavy price cutting and B decides to purchase from open market at a price which A cannot afford to supply without running into losses. The situation may be even more damaging to the organization if the price reduction by the other supplier was to force some of the manufacturers like Division A to close the manufacturing facilities for the component and to rise prices again after the closures. Not only will the organization as a whole, but even Division B be a loser. It would be realized that there are two issues involved in situations of transfer pricing. Firstly, the sourcing decision, that is, whether the product is to be bought or sold by a division internally or externally. In view of profit centers as independent responsibility centers, normally the divisions should be allowed to decide it themselves. But a situation may arise when the intervention of top management may be necessary to give sourcing decisions to ensure that buying or selling by divisions is in the interest of the organization. The second question is what should be the transfer price for the transfer of goods from one division to another. It should be remembered that the purpose of transfer pricing is not to encourage inefficient operation by dictating a transfer price that will fetch a profit, but to ensure a fair price to the concerned divisions in the absence of an open and free competitive market price. That unifies the interest of the divisions with the interest of the organization. Thus, whenever marketplace prices are available and when the divisions can meet all their requirements of buying and selling, there may be no need of intervention. Indeed, even when these conditions do not prevail, the level of interdivision transfer may not be significant or no intervention may be necessary or advisable. Now let us know the characteristics of an effective evaluation strategy. There are certain basics which should be followed for making the strategic evaluation effective. These characteristics are as follows. First, the activities of evaluation must be economical. Second, the information should neither be too much nor too little. Third, the control should neither be too much nor too less. It should be balanced. Fourth, the evaluation activities should relate to the organization's objectives. Fifth, it should be designed in such a manner so that a true picture is portrayed. There can be many more such requirements. Large organizations require a more elaborate system than the smaller one. Summary. This unit discusses the different concepts of strategy evaluation. The effort has been to make you understand the qualitative issues of evaluation system and the importance of portfolio analysis in strategy evaluation. Portfolio analysis is an important task of a corporate strategist. It provides a framework for analyzing the mutual compatibility of diverse operations of an organization. Balanced scorecard is one of the methods to measure the performance of the organization. There are many such methods which help in evaluation system. The crux of the unit is to understand the concept of strategy evaluation as a whole.
We were listening to the audiobook by the School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program. Course code MMPC-012, titled Strategic Management. Course coordinator Professor Neeti Agrawal. Voiceover by Chitra Gaur. Edited by Ashok Sharma. Program assisted by Tarannum Jaha. Program produced by Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.